and I am really excited about today because we're going to be talking to the pre-OTs that have already gotten accepted. I want to basically just give you guys a little bit of advice for when you once get accepted into occupational therapy school. And I just wanted to give you the 5 things that I found really helped me throughout my OT school journey. And I think that if you apply these things, it'll really help you. So if you got accepted this cycle, congratulations. You guys are about to embark on a brand new journey. Your life is really about to change because once you get into the occupational therapy profession officially, you just start making some amazing connections and things just start to make more sense. And it's just very exciting. And so congratulations again if you are about to start this fall now in 2019. My top tips are as follows. I would say that the number one thing that got me through occupational therapy school was to get rid of any negative thinking. And I know that obviously, is so broad, but you need to get to the root of it, and I think that that's what helped me is getting to the root of the negative thinking. Like, are you getting, for example, the appropriate nutrients in your diet and in your life? Because there's actually a huge correlation between depression, anxiety, and all that stuff, and not getting the proper nutrition and nutrients. And all of that is correlated to you just experiencing anxiety and negative thoughts, and then you not believing in yourself. And so are you getting the right nutrients into your system? Are you, believing lies from your past or something that you heard? Like, what is the root of the negative thinking? Like, that's how you need to tackle that, because you can throw positivity out there all day and that is not really going to mean much unless you actually start tackling the root of it. Like, are you believing a lie? Like, I have a pastor that I listen to and he always says, like, who told you that? If you are believing that you are not a focused student, like, who told you that? What in your experience led you to believe that? Or is it, again, maybe the nutritional aspect of things? Like, what is the root of the negative thinking that is going to keep you from just seeing the great student that you are capable of being? I would say that's number one. Get to the root cause of the negative thinking. The root cause is always the most important part. Because, again, you can surround yourself with positivity, but if you're not doing certain things, and it's not going to really change much. Number 2 is I want you to get a good computer. I think that the computer that you have can make a difference in you succeeding in your program, because there are certain computers that have features nowadays that are just so awesome. Like, now I just recently got a new one. It just has the latest features, such as being able to turn it into a tablet and you can write down your notes, and you can even record your lectures on there, and you can even put the little marker on the lecture if there's certain key points that you want to note as you're studying. There's so many things that you can just use to just even highlight, and get a computer that has enough memory and stuff like that for all the papers and all the PowerPoints that you are going to be saving. Get all of that organized too. Some people like to go old school and have notebooks in order to write down their notes and stuff like that. But I think that a computer is going to be necessary once you go into grad school, because it is just a part of the experience, so to speak, because you're going to have to be writing these long papers, and you're going to also need to access your PowerPoints. You're going to need to access your PDFs and all these sort of research studies that you're going to be looking at via computer. So you can take your notes on paper, but there is just also something about having a good computer to be able to do all of that stuff. And the one that I got thought that it is really, really good, and I'm planning on actually making a review on this computer. Is the Dell Inspiron. I'm telling you, I wish I would have had this computer when I was in OT school. But anyway, so yeah, get a good computer and have a good organization system in place for your notes within your documents so you have everything intact, and that will just also alleviate any stress and anxiety because you'll know where everything is, you have a system going on, and will increase your focus and allow you to access things really, really easily. The third tip that I really have, and I think that, my opinion, this is really the most important one, is to breathe, exercise, and just enjoy your family and friends. This past weekend, I actually went to Houston, Texas, where I saw an old friend of mine from the time that I was 18 years old, and it was so great to reconnect, and we just basically bonded, and it reminded me that the best things in life are the people you love, the friends that are in our life, the experiences that we have, the places we see. I want you to just really enjoy the experience. I want you to enjoy your family and friends, and I don't want you to think that it is not possible, and I think that balance can be achievable in OT school. One of the things that I did to achieve balance when I was in OT school was basically I would show up to my class about, I would say, an hour beforehand. So like that, I would have that hour to study for that class, and that helped me study and retain more of the information versus spending hours on end, remember tons of information, because it was just a lot more condensed, and it was for the class that I was about to start right there. I would show up to the class about an hour beforehand and review the notes from the previous class, and that would be my study time, and it was just a little bit more effective, and that's how I kind of balanced my time. I was able to enjoy my family, my friends, and was able to basically also have a life. I really do think that it's achievable. I also think that if you have organization system in place for your notebooks and your computer and things are easily accessible, you will not have to spend as much time trying to retain information, and especially too if you have everything readily accessible to you and highlighted and your everything is organized. All of that just helps and creates for you to have the time to spend with your family and friends, which again is personally my most important thing. I think that it's the most, like, aside from time, is the second most important thing in my opinion, because again, you're never going to get those experiences again. I actually remember I had a pre-OT that got accepted, asked me should they go to their friend's wedding even though it's the first week of school because they're going to be a bridesmaid or the maid of honor. And I told her, you have to go. Like, this is a friendship that, you know, according to her, has been lifelong, and it'd be a shame for her to miss out on that. So things can be adjusted if you communicate well with your professors and just be honest with them if you already have a family trip planned. But please enjoy the experience. I really want you to just enjoy it once you are there by just taking care of yourself in terms of your mental health, in your nutrition and exercise, all of that good stuff. My fourth little piece of advice would be to, again, start thinking about the time management. Like, do you have a job? And start communicating those new schedules with your employer and see how it is that you can balance those schedules, because some things may start conflicting. I was personally able to hold a job while I was in grad school. It mainly worked because they were accommodating with my schedule. Now, is that going to work for you? You need to start finding these things out. And I think that one thing that helped me as far as job-wise to make money on the side was the fact that I was in the hospitality industry. That made it very, very flexible and allowed me to work the later shifts and didn't require me to have such a stringent schedule, 9 to 5, that wouldn't allow me to dedicate the time that I need to my studies. The last piece of advice, another important one, is that I want you to find that one person in your program, guys. I had this wonderful friend, and I would have not gotten through OT school if it was not for him. He and I would study for all of our exams together. He and I would write our papers together, exchange notes together. We would study together. We wrote on all these huge boards that were in the library and would teach each other as if we were the professor and would do this teach back method. You don't really necessarily need a big group of people in order to succeed within the program. You really do need that one. Now, obviously, make sure that that person is reliable and trustworthy and that you get along with them. Try not to burn bridges, but I really do think that if you're going to succeed in the program, you need that one person that you can rely on. And I hope that one person will make your experience within the program a lot better too. I know that he did for me. I had a lot of other friends within the program. I knew everyone in the program, but I can't say that I got to know them on the same level as I did this particular student and made an impact in my success. I made an impact in his, and that's just kind of what it's all about. It's all about that camaraderie, finding that person that fits well with you and that you can study together. But you really do need that one person, because grad school is not a solo act. I really don't foresee you succeeding in the program alone. There's no way that you can succeed in such a program alone. So I really encourage you to be very just intentional with your relationships and your friendships within the program, because it can really lead to your success within the program. It can just lead to other great things that you never even thought about. Like maybe that one person in your program is the person that's going to get you linked up to a certain fieldwork possibility, or can make the difference in you passing or failing a test. So I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate my 5 tips one more time. Number 1, get to the root cause of your negative thinking, the anxiety, any negative thoughts that are coming into your head. Is it coming from an imbalanced standpoint because of nutrition or lack of exercise, lack of sleep? Or is it because maybe you're believing a previous lie from your past? Like, get to the root cause of the negative thinking. Number 2, get a good computer and organization system in place for you to succeed within the program and have everything readily accessible in terms of your notes. Have that computer and organization system up to par. Enjoy your life, guys. That really is, I think, my biggest one too, is enjoy it. You are not going to stop living your life because of OT school. You guys should be enjoying, again, your friends, your family, your coworkers. If you're working, make the most of it, okay? And start thinking about time management and how it is that you're going to be balancing different areas of your life and seeing if work is possible. Start maybe even thinking about how you can get up a little bit earlier, show up to class maybe an hour early beforehand so you can start studying for that particular class before it starts. That's what I used to do, and helped me a lot, and just allowed me to not have to spend extra time studying and reviewing information, because I was constantly just reviewing things in a shorter time frame, but more consistently. And the last one is to find your person. Find that one person in your program that's going to make a difference in your success. You will hopefully know who that is. You're going to click with them, and I think that if you do these things, you're going to have such a great experience.